Okay, we're into a new section now, and we're going to look at a simple way of replacing the audio that had been recorded during the band's rehearsal. Now, during this tutorial, and in fact the next one as well, we're going to be covering a couple of techniques that we've not covered yet, but we will get to them as we progress. For now, just bear with me, and I'll try and explain as I'm going along. So, first of all, we have our event here, our video clip that we saw in the last tutorial at the end of the last section. And you'll remember that this contains our rehearsal room audio with quite prominent drums. What we want to do is substitute that audio with our studio recording. Now, there are many ways of doing this, and what I'm going to show you here and in the next tutorial is just one method. I'll click up here where it says All Media, and there is our MP3 file that we are going to use. Wasted Tension MP3. Now, this is our only MP3 here in our project at the moment, but if we had a few, then if we wanted to audition just to check which was the right audio, then all we need to do is select it, and then come up here to our Play Preview button to audition it. I'll click on Play Now.
Please listen carefully. Please stand by. Operators are standing by. Hit the record button.
Okay, and of course to stop, we hit stop. Now I know that's the one. It is our only audio file. Incidentally, remember, if you want to filter out certain types of file from view, perhaps you've got lots of MP3s, lots of video files, lots of photographs all within here, then by clicking on By Type, and because we're looking for audio, then choosing the subfolder or bin named as audio, well there you'll see our Wasted Tension MP3 file inside. Now, we want to use it to replace the audio on the timeline, i.e. the rehearsal audio, that's embedded within the video file. Now, it would be convenient if during filming we had a good visual cue point, like a clapperboard or a sync signal. However, this rarely happens, so we need to employ a different technique, and that technique is we do it by ear and by eye. So, we need to first find a significant audible clue, or cue, to use to line up or synchronise the studio audio with the soon-to-be replaced rehearsal room audio. Let's have a listen. I'll click the play button below our main monitor there. Okay, now once I've roughly decided where I want my visual clue to be, to make it easier I'm going to zoom in on the timeline to make precision editing that much more simple. Because we're going to use a visual cue of our own on our timeline, i.e. we're going to insert a marker on our timeline where we decide a good visual cue would be. Now again, to make this easier, I'm going to grab the zoom gripper there to pull to the left to zoom in. And I'll hit play again so that we can visually spot a cue point. Here we go. Right then, a possible cue point is here on a downbeat at the beginning of a bar. Now what I'm going to do is, to save your time, I'll pause this screen recording and then decide on a good cue point. Okay, I'm done. I've actually decided on here where the guitar solo first kicks in. Now, as is often the case, the video clip itself doesn't help on this shot, i.e. the camera is focused on the singer. So we need to rely not just on the audio itself, listening to it, but also a visual cue by looking at the waveform display on our audio track. Now, combined with using the trimmer window for the audio, which I'll look at in the next tutorial, let's go about setting a marker here on our timeline where the guitar solo introduction point is. So here's my CTI at the position that I've decided is suitable. Now go up to Insert and then roll down and click on Marker. You could use the shortcut M. Okay, and now in the marker text area, I'm going to type in solo start, and I'll just click away to accept this. And there it is, number 1, solo start, just running across horizontally on our timeline there. Now I'll just use the grippers there to zoom out and reposition the timeline focus, and I'll leave it here for this tutorial so that in the next tutorial, our follow-up tutorial, we'll add in our studio audio. And in preparation for this, I'll just left click here and drag up so that we enlarge our track list, ready for us to use track 3 to insert our studio recording.